For centuries, vampires have been locked in war with the werewolves, known as Lycans. When the vampires finally kill the Lycan leader, Lucian, the remaining Lycans scatter across the globe. With so few left, the vampires believe victory is near. However, the older Lycans evolve, gaining the ability to transform at will and becoming stronger than ever. In the present day, two vampires, Selene and Rigel, both death dealers, elite vampires trained to hunt werewolves, are tracking a pair of Lycans in a subway station. The Lycans, Rays and Trix, are following a human surgeon named Michael, who notices Selene moments before boarding the train. When Rays approaches Michael, he suddenly freezes, sensing vampires nearby. He warns Trix, and both Lycans open fire. Rigel takes cover behind a column but is hit in the shoulder by glowing bullets that burn through his body. As civilians flee, Selene joins the gunfight. Bullets fly in all directions, and Trix accidentally injures a woman. Another vampire, Nathaniel, arrives to assist Selene, while Michael rushes to help the wounded civilian. Trix seizes the opportunity to grab him, but Selene shoots Trix before he can escape. Trix runs into the tunnels, and Selene smashes through a train window to pursue him. A silver bullet hits Trix in the shoulder, but he removes it and keeps running. At the same time, Rays runs out of ammo and tries to flee, but Nathaniel tackles him. Transforming into his wolf form, Rays kills Nathaniel in seconds. Following the trail of blood, Selene ventures deeper into the tunnel. Trix tries to ambush her from behind, but she reacts fast, shooting him repeatedly until he's dead. Inspecting his gun, Selene notices the bullets glow. Suddenly, Rays attacks from behind. Selene throws bladed discs to slow him down and escapes into another tunnel, where she hears growls and cheering. It turns out she's stumbled upon a hidden Lycan den. Before she can investigate, Rays catches up, forcing her to retreat. Inside the den, Lycans cheer for two of their kind fighting in wolf form. Lucian bursts in, firing his gun in the air to stop the brawl. The werewolves revert to human form as Lucian scolds them for behaving like animals. Back at the vampire mansion, Selene presents the glowing bullets to the weapons master Khan, who concludes they're filled with ultraviolet radiation, meaning the Lycans have learned how to weaponize sunlight. Selene reports to vampire leader Craven, claiming she found a Lycan den, but he dismisses her, saying there aren't enough Lycans left to form one. Later, Selene visits the tomb where the ancient vampire elder Victor lies in hibernation. Her friend Erica interrupts, urging her to stop wasting time and attend the upcoming party, but Selene instead checks surveillance footage and discovers the Lycans were following a human, Michael. When she informs Craven, he refuses to take her seriously. Meanwhile, in the Lycan den, the scientist Singh takes a blood sample from a human prisoner and mixes it with Lycan blood, but the results are negative. Rays returns carrying Trix's body, but Singh explains that the silver bullets have destroyed his organs beyond healing. Furious that they lost Michael, Lucian decides to retrieve the target himself. At the hospital, two police officers are looking for Michael, suspecting his involvement in the subway shootout. At the same time, Selene breaks into his apartment searching for clues. When Michael arrives, she grabs him by the neck, demanding to know why the Lycans are after him. Before he can answer, Lycans crash through the ceiling. Selene opens fire as Michael flees, locking her out in the elevator. Surrounded, Selene fights back, shooting several Lycans before blasting a circle in the floor tiles to drop to the level below. Downstairs, the elevator opens, and Michael runs straight into Lucian. Selene arrives moments later, firing at Lucian, who lunges at Michael and bites his neck before escaping. Selene drags Michael away, unaware Lucian already collected the blood sample he needed. Lucian expels the silver bullets from his body and examines Michael's blood in a vial. Driving away, Selene tries to focus despite bleeding heavily. Lucian suddenly leaps onto the car roof, slashing through it and wounding her shoulder. She swerves to throw him off and runs him over before escaping. Moments later, Michael points out that Selene is losing blood, but she ignores him until she passes out, causing the car to crash into a river. Michael smashes the window, rescues her, and performs CPR. After she revives, he uses his jacket to bind her wound. At the Lycan den, Lucian gives Singh the blood sample. Testing confirms that Michael is the one they've been searching for. Michael later falls asleep and dreams of an ancient tragedy involving vampires. When he wakes, he's in the vampire mansion. Selene is called to Craven's office, where he berates her for bringing a human into their home. Meanwhile, Erica checks on Michael and sees the bite mark on his neck, causing her to hiss and crawl up the wall. Terrified, Michael jumps out the window and flees, his visions returning as he runs. When Craven hears Michael escaped, he slaps Selene. Frustrated, she takes out her anger at the shooting range, where Khan gives her a new weapon, bullets filled with liquid silver nitrate. Once fired, the silver spreads through a Lycan's bloodstream, making it impossible to eject. Selene can't stop thinking about the powerful Lycan she fought earlier, suspecting that Craven lied about killing Lucian. Meanwhile, Craven secretly meets with Lucian, reminding him of their secret deal. Lucian was supposed to stay hidden. Lucian grabs him by the throat, reminding Craven that he owes him his life. Back at the manor, Selene sneaks into the library and studies the history of the war. She learns that Craven was the sole survivor of a vampire attack on Lucian's fortress and returned with a piece of Lucian's skin as proof. The mark on that skin matches the pendant she saw on the Lycan earlier, proof that Lucian is still alive. On her way out, Erica tells Selene that Michael was bitten by a wolf. At the hospital, Michael tells a coworker about his injury and strange visions. The coworker alerts the police, forcing Michael to escape by smashing through a window. Desperate for answers, Selene goes back to Victor's tomb. After sending away the guard with an excuse, she opens the coffin and pours her own blood into it, hoping to awaken him early. Her blood shows him her memories and plea for guidance. Before she gets a response, the guard returns, and she hides. Outside, Michael arrives at the mansion asking for Selene. She rushes to meet him, ignoring Craven's threats. As they drive away, Erica informs Craven that Michael is a Lycan. At that moment, Victor awakens and angrily confronts Craven for his failures. He orders the council to be summoned for the ritual but learns he's been awakened prematurely. During the car ride, Selene explains the truth. Humans die an hour after being bitten by a vampire or Lycan because both viruses are deadly. The visions Michael sees are memories transferred through Lucian's bite. They stop at an abandoned building used for interrogations, where Selene gives Michael synthetic blood made by the vampire-owned company. She tells him she became a death dealer to avenge her family, who were slaughtered by Lycans when she was a child. Victor saved her and turned her. Michael shares that his fiancée died in a car accident. When Selene tries to leave, he asks to come with her. They kiss, and she handcuffs him to a chair, leaving him a gun with one silver bullet. It won't kill him but will slow the transformation expected under tomorrow's full moon. Back at the mansion, Selene punches Craven and goes to Victor. Furious, Victor accuses her of betrayal and has her imprisoned until the council arrives. Craven secretly arranges for his men to escort the council, but they're working with the Lycans. At the train station, Elder Amelia and her guards arrive. Lycans ambush the train, slaughtering everyone while Craven's men stand by. At the manor, Erica cuts the power and frees Selene, even handing her a gun. Hoping to get her in trouble later, Erica tells Craven that Selene escaped. Meanwhile, Khan grows suspicious of the council's delay and sends men to investigate. At the train, Reyes drains Amelia's blood for Lucian's experiment. Elsewhere, Michael uses the silver bullet to break his chains, but it fails. Overcome by visions, he begins losing control. Selene returns to find Lycans tracking her, quickly freeing Michael and shooting through the door to take down attackers. She blasts a window, ordering him to jump, then continues fighting. Michael lands on his feet like a predator but is captured by police. Seeing the full moon, he starts transforming until the cops inject him with a suppressant. At the mansion, Victor is fully recovered and listens as Selene tortures Singh for information. Singh explains the legend of Alexander Corvinus, a 5th century warlord who survived a plague that mutated his body, making him the first immortal. He fathered 3 sons, one bitten by a wolf, the first Lycan, one by a bat, the first vampire, and one who remained human. Michael is descended from the human son, making his blood the key to merging both species into one powerful hybrid. Lucian's plan was to combine his blood with Michael's to create a being stronger than vampires or Lycans. Victor learns Craven lied about Lucian's death and kills Singh in anger. He apologizes to Selene for doubting her but orders her to kill Michael. At the Lycan den, Lucian takes Michael's blood and notices his necklace. Michael's visions grow clearer. He sees Lucian in chains, forced to watch his vampire lover, Victor's daughter, burned alive. When the full moon rises, Lucian transforms, breaks free, and escapes with her necklace. Lucian reveals that long ago, Lycans were enslaved by vampires to guard their tombs during the day. He fell in love with Victor's daughter, but Victor disapproved and killed her, igniting the centuries-long war. Craven arrives, furious that Lucian broke their pact, but Lucian insists the plan is progressing. Suddenly, Selene and a vampire squad storm the den, throwing grenades and gunning down Lycans. Terrified, Craven shoots Lucian with a nitrate bullet and flees. As Selene's team battles deeper into the den, Reyes returns to find Lucian dying. Spotting Craven's men escaping, Reyes transforms and attacks them, killing the leader in brutal combat. Meanwhile, Selene fights 2 Lycans alone, leaping and firing midair to take them down. Khan's group kills 1 Lycan but is wiped out by another. Craven finds a ladder to escape but retreats when Victor arrives. The ancient vampire kills Reyes instantly for his crimes. When a Lycan attacks Michael, Selene kills it and frees him. They share a kiss, witnessed by the dying Lucian. Trying to escape, they run into Craven, who shoots Michael with silver nitrate bullets. Craven reveals the truth. It was Victor, not the Lycans, who murdered Selene's family. He explains Victor despised feeding on livestock, so he hunted humans instead. Selene was spared only because she reminded him of his daughter. Before Craven can kill her, Lucian stabs him, urging Selene to bite Michael and save him, creating the hybrid Lucian dreamed of. She does, turning Michael into a new kind of creature. Craven shoots Lucian to death and flees. Victor enters moments later, throwing Selene aside and hurling Michael through a wall. Confronted with Craven's story, Victor admits it's true. He killed his daughter because she was pregnant with Lucian's child. Michael awakens transformed, part vampire, part Lycan, and clashes with Victor in a brutal battle. Though Victor's experience gives him an edge, Michael's power keeps him standing. When vampires arrive to help Victor, Selene kills them all. Victor grabs Michael in a chokehold, but Selene picks up his sword and slices his head in half. The remaining Lycans retreat into the shadows. As Michael reverts to human form, Selene retrieves the necklace, and the two leave together. Back at the mansion, blood from Singh's body drips into another coffin, awakening the second sleeping elder.